Hi, I'm going to show you today how to use Lightroom Creative Cloud 2019. Lightroom is a really super easy program to use for entry-level photography editing. First thing you're going to do is actually click on the Lightroom application to open it. You're going to add a photo to it. So go on your left-hand side to the plus symbol. That's the add photo. Navigate to your folder or your desktop or wherever you have the photo sitting and double click on it, or you can click and review for import, whichever your choice. This is a manhole cover, review for import. This is the photo that I'm going to edit today. It's kind of dark. It's a manhole cover I actually took a picture of down in Orlando. I'm going to create an album to add it to so I can go back to it if I wanted to edit it further or change anything about it. So the album right now does not exist. I'm going to click New, and I'm just going to put Sample for today, Create, and up on the top right-hand side, it'll say Add One Photo, and it's going to go ahead and add it to that album that we just created. In order to navigate to that album, on your left-hand side underneath the Home, you're going to see three little library books. Click on that. Underneath Albums, you'll see Sample. So click on that and you'll see the photo we just added. You can go ahead and click on the library books again to minimize. Double click on your photo to bring it large screen, and this is where we're going to begin. On your right hand side, there's two different tools that I typically use. There's your crop tool and your sliders. Your sliders, if you click on that, that's your edit sliders. It does a fly out menu that these are all the different things that you can, basic edits that you can do to the photo. I suggest for everyone to start with just at the very top, click Auto. This program is really smart and it'll do a lot of editing that the program will see. Darks need to be darker, lights need to be lighter, contrast, what it thinks would be a very good beginning point. So down at the bottom, on the far right hand side, there's a little folder, like a switch back and forth folder. That's going to be to go back to the original and then to see the edited. Back to the original, it says showing original, and then to the edited. You can see a big difference already. What you can do at this point is really start playing with the sliders until you get it to where you like it. There's exposure, contrast, highlights, shadows, whites, and blacks. Those are your basic beginner edits. Shadows, obviously, creates darker shadows, lighter shadows. The whites, it focuses on just the whites and makes it brighter. This is different than exposure. So exposure exposes the entire, like as if your camera, you're doing a higher exposure. If you get it to where it's just really blown out or super dark, you can actually double click on the slider and it'll bring it back to the zero, and you can start over again to get it to where you like it. So I'm going to bring that back up just a hair. The black's the same way. You can darken the blacks, bring them a little bit lighter, just whatever you like. Temp, I like that one too. Temperature, think blue, snowy day, yellow, nice hot summer. So you can warm it up a little bit, you can cool it down, just whatever you prefer. I like where the program already did it. Tint, vibrant, saturation, those are three also. Just play with them, see what you like. There's a lot of oranges in this picture, so I'm going to take and it already highlighted the orange. Saturation, you can bring the orange down a little bit, or you can make it more intense, whichever you prefer. Luminance, you can actually take that and take this all the way back down, bring it out. So I didn't really like what that did. Again, saturation, you can bring it all the way down. There's just a hair, a bit of color left in it. It just depends on what you want to do. You can just play around with it. Let's see, saturation, let's bring that back up just a hair. Effects, texture, clarity, dehaze, vignette, and grain. Again, clarity, you can bring that up a little bit. You can see where it did, just brought a little bit of, difference between the different colors back in. Sharpening is one I like too. Sharpen, you can, this one's got a lot of sharp, this is a pretty sharp picture already where it's nice and clear. So there's not a whole bunch I want to add to that. So just play with it. You can add a vignette. I don't really like vignettes, but everybody's different, whichever you prefer. So once you get the picture, where you like it, again, There's the original. There's the edited one. You can go, oh, crop tool. If I like the way that this one's already set up, but if you want to crop it down a little bit, you can just, go to the crop tool, bring it down, make it smaller, whichever you like. I actually like the way this is, so I'm not going to do anything with the cropping on that. But again, if you want to crop it, you can just click the crop tool and you can move this around. So I'm going to get back out of that. Once you get it to where you like it, you can go up to the top left-hand side. You can go to File. You're going to export this photo where you would like to put it so you can access it to do whatever you want to with it. Export. On your top right-hand side, it says Export Photo. There you have a file type, dimensions, quality, and more options. It depends on how technical you want to get. I'm going to go ahead and just export the photo. I'm going to put it back on the desktop. That's where the original one was, so I can find it easily again. Go ahead and click Export. It's going to think up at your top left-hand side. I don't know if you caught that. There was a little like a timeline, like a loading tool. So I'm going to go ahead and minimize this, and I'm going to go back to my desktop. There's my original manhole cover. This was a CR2, which is a camera raw, and then manhole cover JPEG. That's my new photo. So that is the new one. That is the original one. You can really see a big difference. The new one is a lot brighter. Colors are a little bit different. So just play with it. Get it to where you like it. Do what you want. Everyone's different. So just play with it and see what you like. This concludes my Lightroom tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it and learned a little bit, and go have some fun with it. Thank you.